This episode is brought to you by the Ultimate Girls Trip. Here is our reoccurring daydream. Us at a drool-worthy pool, surrounded by our business besties. We just finished a powerful exercise on building our dream lives and executing our business goals. Join us if you are ready to be celebrated for taking up space, to feel purposeful, and to live a life of fulfillment. Go to proofitspossible.com for more info. Welcome to Proof It's Possible. Jamie and I are multifaceted entrepreneurs, the founders of the Ultimate Girls Trip, and the hosts of Proof It's Possible. Jamie and I are also sisters, best friends, and complete opposites, but somehow we always manage to stay on the same team. Join us every week to hear our thoughts on all things entrepreneurship, friendship, family, pulp culture, and more. Welcome back. Thank you guys for joining us. Today we are talking about what makes you buy from somebody. If you look at all of the people that you've bought their program, you've bought their product, you've bought their service, you've bought into the thing that they're selling, what have been like the factors that have led to your purchase? What are the things that make you know, and trust somebody enough to buy them their thing?
I have to have proof that they've done it, and not just one time, ooh,
right,
I did the thing one time and look at, now I'm an expert in all of it. Or worse, they've never done the thing.
Right.
All of a sudden they're, teaching you about something they've never even successfully done themselves. And you're like,
yeah, right.
Who's going to buy that from you? You've never even done it.
Totally.
So those are kind of the things. I need proof. I'm a proof seeker. I'm an analytical brain. I need proof that what you're selling me works and that.
Yeah. Well, and I like to see other people that have used your program and like it too. I want to hear other people talking about it.
Whether that's a product-based business or a service-based business. I need someone to be oh, I've tried this. It's amazing. You need to get this new makeup, or you need to try this new drink, or you need to buy this new coaching program. I need somebody else.
People you respect.
People I respect talking about them. And singing their praises.
I agree. Well, and do you want to know something for me? So if I look at my purchases, whether product or service, I quite often buy as a result of Instagram and online social media type marketing. And all of the things that you just talked about are worked into all of their marketing online, but I will not buy. I find myself never buying from a business if I'm on your page and I don't know who you are as a person. Mm-hmm. I'm never buying. I don't care about your candles. I care about you. Or I don't care about your, social media marketing course. I will trust the person that's actually selling it. So if you've never introduced yourself, you've never shared personal stuff about yourself, your life.
Okay, and this isn't another one that I didn't know mattered so much to me, but if I can't track down where you're from, it really bothers me. I'm totally. Is this girl based in Texas, or is she, in India, or is she in Calgary?
And for me, if I am going to be buying something, I do want to know, I live in Calgary, so she lives in Calgary too. And I'm looking for closer connections.
Also, I'm looking for is there going to be additional shipping costs? Will it actually make it to me? Is this a scam?
Totally.
Is this a scam? Is a big one for me. If your Instagram account is faceless,
yes, it's completely.
And then you're based in on the other side of the world. I'm that's.
Well, and what people do, and I know this from my social media days, and I know this from my website building with clients, people never want to put their face up. They just want to put up their products. And they don't even think to ever introduce themselves. They don't put their name attached to their business. Mm-hmm. So I had a lady come up to us. Actually, it was in the airport after our Ultimate Girls Trip. Totally awesome. I loved seeing her. But I'm luckily her husband said, follow her, because I'm I'd like to follow you on Instagram. But then I went to follow her on Instagram, which was awesome. But she gave me her business, so that was fine. But her business didn't say her name. Mm-hmm. And so I'm I don't know who it was. But her husband said, get her, follow each other on your personal account too. And I'm which is great and fine. And luckily he stepped in there, but I wouldn't have been able to find that lady ever again.
Well, and the other thing is that it's cool to have your business name, but I come across so many people in my life that even people I went to high school with, if they've like gone by first name, middle name, like if they're now going by like Jessica Jane, and I only knew them as like
Jessica Smith.
Yes. I no longer have like a frame of reference for who you are.
Of course.
Or I've completely forgotten that your name used to be Jessica Smith, and I only know you as Jessica Jane, and I have no.
Yes.
I cannot make the attachment to your last name. Like who you are on Instagram is who you become to me, because that's what I see all the time. And my memory is like, you know.
Or even like I'll say to you of somebody we know in real life, like in our adult years, but their name on Instagram is something.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, did you see what a cute dress she's wearing? But we'll call the person by their Instagram name.
Yeah.
But that's dumb, because it's like we know the person and I don't know why we're not using their name. So anyways.
Because you forget what their name is because you only see their Instagram handle.
Yes.
So if your Instagram handle is your business name, people are going to forget who the person behind it is,
unless
even if you've introduced yourself.
But you got to keep on it and have your own name under there. Like in your bio, you can put your name as well. So make sure you are being, so the accounts that I look forward to seeing their posts, the accounts that I look forward to buying their products, the accounts that I'm wondering, I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're going to do next, what they're going to put out next. There is a very notable person attached to that, and they are the face of their brand. Does not matter if it's a service or a product. That's number one. Number two, that person is serving me in more ways than just selling me the candle, just selling me the service. So we have a girlfriend that does a beautiful job of this.
Shout out to Kiera.
Browse by Kiera, you are amazing at this. I don't have kids even, you guys, so why I care to watch what she's putting in her kids' lunch, but I'm like, ooh, what are the girls getting today? And it even gives me ideas, because she's like, I bought these at Costco, they're little granola bites. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try those. You know, it's just, I trust her. I trust that she probably makes delicious food, because she shares all the delicious food she makes. It looks really nice. You know, like I've eaten some of her baking. It's wonderful. So I'm like, what's she making today? And it has nothing to do with her business. But these are all on her business posts, because we get to know who she is. And that is such a key factor in selling me something, because I know her now. Even if I don't know her in real life, I happen to know her in real life, but she stays relevant in my world, in my life, because she's posting regularly. She is sharing more than just her business with me. She's sharing an insight into her life, whether it's when she built her house, whether it's when she's making food for her family, whether it's her 75 hard and like her dedication to her health and the things she's putting her mind to. I'm like proud of her, and I want to keep up with her. I want to see what she's doing the next day.
Well, and I will say, when I have like some time to scroll Instagram, I don't want it to be ad. I want to be entertained.
Me too.
I want to like see something I haven't seen yet.
Or I want to see what my friends and
it's her daughter's first day of school. Oh, that's fun. Like I don't want to see 400 of the same product that you're trying to sell me. I don't want to see, like, I want there to be a life behind your business. And yes, when I'm ready to buy, I'm going to be like, oh, she sells.
Yeah, I know what you do. Exactly.
I know what you do.
You know what it feels like when somebody just sells, and they're not on there at all. They don't share anything. Yeah. They have no vulnerability whatsoever, no human connection. It's the equivalent to me of when I walk into like a furniture store or a car dealership, and you haven't even like your eyes haven't even cleared from going from the outside brightness to the inside darkness, and they're like, "How can I help you?" And you're like, "I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet to talk about anything yet. I will probably have questions, but let me browse. Let me see what's in here. If there's nothing of interest in here, I'm probably just going to do a lap and leave. But if there's something of interest, I'm going to come find you. I will come find you. Like, I will ask, is there other fabrics in this sofa? If I'm wondering, because I love the sofa. But lay back and let me see the things and just be available to me when I'm ready to buy your product, when I'm ready to ask the question about your product.
The other thing I hate.
What?
Is that, or like, is, I should
what's
say
a no? Yeah, it's a no.
What is like
buying.
A deterrent for me is when someone does this big ad campaign and they've sucked me in, and then there's this evasive, like, There's no price attached to it.
Oh.
You know, like they're like, oh, come, you know, to this 3-day mastermind. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable. And you're like, okay, yeah, I'm probably going to go.
Yeah, and it's something that clearly has a price. Like it's not
depending on
exactly.
It's not like, oh, your airfare may vary depending on the day and the airline you want to travel with and how many stops you want. This is like a cut and dry. We're all meeting at the same place for the same thing at the same time.
Right.
And there is no price attached to it. You have to literally like jump through hoops and do backflips and then finally find out the price. But you feel like you're so far down the road that you feel steamrolled into saying yes. So then you never go down the road. Like I find for me, as soon as it's not a clear cut answer, I'm like, well, that ship has sailed and you've lost me.
Yeah. For sure. I agree. And I understand why businesses do it. They want to like capture your email so they can sell to you in the future if this one doesn't work out. But being transparent with your pricing, if it is something that has a firm price, is necessary. And the example I use of this is imagine you walked into a store and nothing has a price. Like nothing has a price. Would you really want to walk up to the counter with a whole armload of stuff and be like, oh, I'm going to get every one of these things. And then you have to check the price, to find out that every single t-shirt is $2,000, you know, and you were really only you wanted to spend
But also $100. Now the store has your home phone number, your address, and your firstborn child.
For sure. And the thing is I like being on certain people's lists because I like to know if they're having a program coming up. I like to know if what they're up to, what their things are that they're selling, if there's a new candle available. I want to be on your list.
I'm here to let me choose to be on your list. And this goes back to the I know you're there, so if I need your help, I will. Yes. Kate, I love to browse houses.
Me too.
I love to go online and look at the houses in my neighborhood or even houses in my city to see what real estate's doing, or houses in cities that I'm like, ooh, I could live there one day.
Yeah.
I love doing that. But the second they're like, in order to look at all the pictures, all you got to do is sign up for my mailing list and do this and do that. And then they immediately call you and they're like, are you thinking of selling? And you're like, you're in Georgia. You're in Georgia. I live in Canada.
Exactly.
Now
I watched one episode of Southern Charm, was wondering how much everyone's house costs.
Exactly.
I made a mistake.
It's one of those things that if a realtor forces me to see, to give all my phone number, my email address, whatever, in order to view the house, I immediately am like, well, I'll never view the house.
Same.
But you know what? I will admit, I'm a tire kicker, so the realtor doesn't want me there.
No,
either.
Exactly. You're not the ideal client. You're not their ideal client. There's somebody out there saying hell yes to that. They're like, I need to know this house because they live in Georgia and they're actually shopping. So there's a person that will give their email address because it's advantageous for them, and those are your people. So I get why people do it, but I say this all the time. When I'm designing someone's site and they're selling a physical product or a service and they do it online, what makes Amazon so brilliant is that it is less than a click, it feels like. To have that baby sold to you and on its way, it is in a van before you can even have regrets.
There are times when I'm like, I didn't even update my address. That's headed to my old house.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I didn't think
you just breezed by it. And or you don't even get the opportunity because it's like fast checkout and you're like, yeah, I'll do express check. That's my favorite. You know, you're just moving fast and doing the thing. But they have a business model there that is brilliant because they don't make you re-enter all of your information every time. They make it easy for you. And so when I'm building people's websites, I say this all the time, lots of times people will want to add, the business owner will want to capture a whole bunch of information. Let's say they're having a coaching program. They're like, well, I want to know a bunch of things about my client. And I'm like, oh, don't do that in between just letting them buy. Send an email out after that's automated that captures all the form details that you need. But if there's a 30 question form just to pay, you know what I'm probably going to do? I'm going to be like, I don't have time for this right now. I'll put this on the back burner. I'm going to come back to it. And then the deadline to sign up is gone.
Or you completely forget about it. And 3 months later, when everyone's posting their pictures from the event you thought you were going to.
Or you're like, I wanted that one. I wanted to be there.
And you're like, I totally forgot it existed because I didn't have time to.
I got sidetracked.
Yeah.
And so making the purchase hard, whether that's just because you don't have an online payment option, you have to call the person, you have to send them an email, you have to e-transfer them. Like there's extra steps that aren't just click, click, click. That's a deterrent for me, not because I don't want the product, but just because I get carried away with other things and I put it on the back burner.
Yeah.
So these are the things that, like, as a business owner, as a customer, knowing about yourself and knowing about your potential ideal customers, don't make barriers to them buying your stuff. Make it easy for people to buy from you, because that's what you want, is people saying, hell yes, I'm your client. I want to be here. I want to work with you. I want to buy your product. So it's funny though how the know, like, and trust thing, like a lot of stuff changes with social media. Sometimes we want to be selling on Reels. Sometimes it's just a flat post is garbage. You have to be using carousels. One thing that's never changing, has never changed, is that if people don't know who they are buying from, they probably aren't buying. And go right now. If you haven't put your name and introduced yourself on your social media, get on there today. Go change your bio so that your own real name is in there. Even if you have a business name, put both. Because I also don't remember people's business names sometimes.
Same.
Like I'm like, oh, I know it starts with an A and I think it has something to do with a house, but I don't know what it could even be. So I can't even find you again if I wanted to. But I know you as a person, so I could look you up, but your name's not attached.
Yeah.
So now absolutely. I can't find you.
Yeah.
It's a tough world, this entrepreneur thing and making the sale, but understanding and thinking about the reasons you personally buy will help you understand your client and how they make decisions to buy.
For sure.
We hope that these little tips and tricks help you sell your products and get those things flying out the door. We would love to hear what are the reasons that you buy from somebody, what are the reasons you don't buy from somebody, and any other fun facts or feedback or anything you have regarding purchases, selling your product or service. We love hearing from you, so email us, DM us, or leave a comment.
Bye, guys.
We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks, and chat next time.